Hey, my name's Ken with DesirableMind.com. I'm a mental health therapist and a mental health coach. I make videos so that you can live life a little bit better, a little bit easier. Today, I want to read an article for you that I just wrote. This article is about intrusive thoughts. Intrusive thoughts, they happen all the time, impulsively, just out of nowhere. They're just like boom. Do you ever have any intrusive thoughts? If you do, I think this article will be helpful for you to listen to. Now, I'm going to be making another video about intrusive thoughts, but this is going to be the article that is posted on my website. I hope you enjoy. Many people recognize how intrusive thoughts emerge unexpectedly to disturb their peace, while they are persistently trying to understand what they mean. Intrusive thoughts might leave you wondering, how do I stop thinking bad thoughts? You spend countless hours looking for answers by Googling terms such as the meaning of intrusive thoughts or define intrusive thoughts. You may have noticed that despite extensive searching, intrusive thoughts continue to cycle, causing you to feel stuck in an endless whirlwind of worry and doubt. You may be surprised that when you exert so much effort to reject intrusive thoughts, they only gain in ferocity and become more persistent in occupying your mind. You might ask yourself, is it possible to take back control of my mind from intrusive thoughts? Yes. You are able to achieve clarity through mind renewal. Peace will come, not from fighting unwanted thoughts, but from intentionally altering your mindset to reform your thinking. You can begin taking action by exploring different therapy options to overcome intrusive thoughts. If your Christian faith is important to you, searching for a Christian therapist near me will be the initial step toward finding resolution. Even as you begin this process, do so with poise and relax into it, knowing that you are able to make a decision that will lead to desirable outcomes. True freedom emerges as you master your mindset by selecting truth above fear and having faith that solutions will appear. You'll gain understanding quickly when you begin comprehending how intrusive thoughts neither determine your identity nor control your destiny. One thing is for certain, though, intrusive thoughts will last forever if you continually breathe life into them with your undivided attention. God's ultimate gift to you is the freedom of choice. You can exercise your ability to choose and choose to move past your fear toward a life characterized by clarity and peace despite looming uncertainty. The 3 challenges of intrusive thoughts. To truly overcome intrusive thoughts, it is helpful for you to recognize the 3 major obstacles that make them so persistent: paradoxical effort, sticky mind, and entanglement. When you begin to feel that your thoughts are stripping away your cognitive control, it's easy to believe these challenges have gained the victory. By the end of this article, you will see how to employ mindful self-compassion, adjusting your mindset in a way that uses the fruit of the Spirit to interact with yourself. That's right, you are not only to reflect the fruit of the Spirit to everyone around you, you and the relationship you have with yourself are the first recipient of God's Spirit bearing fruit in your life. You can shift your mind away from combating against your thoughts and learn how to observe them fearlessly. Understanding where intrusive thoughts come from and learning how to interact with them is how you will begin experiencing victory. The paradox of trying too hard. People find that intrusive thoughts become more powerful when they incessantly try harder and harder to eliminate them. The mental battle produces a phenomenon called paradoxical effort. Your stronger attempts to push away intrusive thoughts will inevitably result in the exact opposite of that which you desire. It's like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. The increased force to push it down actually builds pressure that results in the beach ball bursting back up with amplified strength. Trying to remove intrusive thoughts from your mind actually strengthens their presence. Mindful self-compassion is a way to simultaneously engage yourself in conflict and conflict resolution by using forgiveness, a delightful fruit of the Spirit. Mindful self-compassion lets you acknowledge intrusive thoughts and be objectively curious. This curiosity is not one that leads you deeper into temptation by being reactive to your negative emotions. This type of curiosity is more about using your intellect to conduct a crime scene investigation on the intrusion of these thoughts that are trespassing in your mind. Different types of therapy offer practical tools, but genuine change will occur when you let go of control and allow God to reshape your thought process, pointing you to choices in your life that are likely getting in the way of your peace. What does it mean to let God into your heart and reshape the thought processes in your mind? You can learn how to do this with great efficacy by allowing your vision to broaden, looking for the Holy Spirit to help you. When you are experiencing intrusive thoughts, your vision is tunneled, only capturing the problem and unable to see what the Holy Spirit desires to lead you toward. The sticky mind. As you are ruminating your thoughts and emotions through paradoxical effort, this creates an adhesive effect in your mind, powered by adrenaline and cortisol. This is the sticky mind phenomenon. The sticky mind describes a set of circumstances where particular thoughts stay in your consciousness, especially when they are stimulated by fear. Fear from your subconscious mind magnetizes your conscious mind to intrusive thoughts. So much so that your imagination is called in to create worst-case scenarios from trivial information. When you attempt to push them aside, these thoughts tend to return with increased ferocity. It literally can feel like you are beating yourself up. Emotional exhaustion combined with anxiety and stress makes your mind all the more sticky. When your mind is extra sticky, intrusive thoughts are allowed to dominate beyond their significance, staying rent-free in your mind. To conquer a sticky mind, it is helpful to redirect your focus onto whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of good report. That is Philippians 4:8. Your mind works best when you practice relaxing and remaining objective. Emotions are fleeting. Emotions are feedback data from your subconscious mind that your conscious mind interprets and uses to make decisions. The fear that your subconscious mind brings to your attention interferes with your ability to focus and make good decisions. The devil uses fear to control you, like a Trojan horse corrupting your hard drive. When emotions are allowed to invade your mind and are validated as thoughts, this impairs the intellect from determining solutions. Mastering your mind helps you understand that emotions only become powerful when you give them the permission to usurp the discretion of your thoughts. The trap of entanglement. Many people become trapped by their intrusive thoughts when they exert so much paradoxical effort to eliminate them. When this effort only makes intrusive thoughts stick like glue, this further complicates your engagement with them. The habit of engaging with intrusive thoughts in a disparaging type way makes them stronger instead of weaker, something similar to putting out a fire with gasoline. You may find yourself vacillating between believing that intrusive thoughts are trivial and becoming afraid they might be legitimately showing signs of impending doom. Temporary comfort from loved ones, incessant searches for logical explanations, or using unhealthy coping mechanisms are likely to only inflate the importance of these thoughts beyond their actual significance. The entangled amalgamation of your thoughts and emotions shows up in many areas of daily functioning, but none more consequential than conflict in intimate relationships. The imagination can be devastating when it begins creating monsters out of your loved ones, making them out to be surely scheming your demise. But what if your partner is truly gaslighting you or planning to usurp control? You can learn to demonstrate vulnerable resilience. This will enable you to protect yourself while staying engaged with your partner, providing them the chance to change their impropriety without conflict. When intrusive thoughts come between intimate partners, it might be helpful to seek relationship counseling or couples therapy to relieve emotional burdens. Intrusive thoughts in relationships tend to get projected between partners and are the cause of so much conflict. Relationship counseling and couples therapy present helpful tools for working through issues in your relationship. If your Christian faith is important to you, you can also begin working with a Christian therapist individually to help you learn God's method of mastering your mindset. By envisioning your desired outcome and choosing faith instead of fear, you transition from temporary reassurance to coping in ways that bring genuine healing. You are able to shift your focus from responding aggressively to intrusive thoughts to harmonizing your mindset with God's plan, leading you to freedom from worry and doubt. When you choose to step back instead of becoming entangled with intrusive thoughts, you are able to begin recognizing them as temporary psychological disturbances rather than absolute truths. Your ability to select which thoughts receive your attention is within your control. Many people find clarity through relationship counseling and faith-based couples therapy, but the greatest transformation occurs when you understand that intrusive thoughts do not have authority over your life or relationships. 6 steps to effectively manage intrusive thoughts. Perhaps you've noticed before how resisting intrusive thoughts only seems to make them stronger. It's interesting to realize that by intentionally engaging and interacting with these uncomfortable, emotionalized thoughts, you can learn to create healthier responses. You'll soon recognize yourself becoming more comfortable and competent by gently practicing the steps provided below. Allow yourself to be curious about what the Holy Spirit wants to show you. It will probably be easier than you think. Step 1. Recognize. Begin by pausing to notice and label the thought as intrusive. Simply say to yourself, "This is an intrusive thought. I'm aware it feels alarming, but it's not dangerous." Becoming curious like a crime scene investigator helps you build perspective around these thoughts. The objective is to step outside the cycle of automatic fear reactions. You might notice initial uncertainty, but remember, certainty is a feeling, not a fact. Labeling interrupts your mind's habit of treating thoughts as threats. Step 2. Just thoughts. Remind yourself gently that intrusive thoughts occur automatically and require no reaction. Perhaps you've noticed before how easily fear can escalate when you give it unnecessary attention. Realize now that your power lies with God's gift of being able to choose. Choose to leave intrusive thoughts alone, much like dropping a rope during a tug of war. By simply observing without engaging, you allow anxiety to decrease on its own. Most of the time, fear and anxiety revolve around protecting your ego. When you are humble and vulnerable to the raging monster that your emotions have made your thoughts out to be, you are likely to find that accepting objective reality is merely a little chihuahua nipping at your heels. Step 3. Accept. This step invites you to accept the reality of intrusive thoughts when they occur. Ask God to calm your system, but do not fight them. Becoming panicked due to intrusive thoughts is like freaking out when you walk into your bedroom where a messiness bomb was detonated. No matter how upset, anxious, or panicked you become, the room will still remain the same. The only way to begin changing your emotionalized, intrusive thoughts is by calmly accepting the conditions of the present. When you do so, then and only then can you begin cleaning things up. You'll be pleased to notice that acceptance doesn't mean that you are condoning, believing, or agreeing with the thoughts. It's simply giving your emotions the permission to exist. Emotions are prompted, provoked, elicited. When they are felt, they must be acknowledged and intentionally engaged with the fruit of the Spirit. Accept the reality of the conditions in your mind when intrusive thoughts occur, recognizing that your past experiences and observations have produced these conditions. It's interesting to discover how quickly intrusive thoughts lose their power when you stop struggling against them and focus on that which is of good report. When you accept your emotions, you can then take on a much more managerial role with how they affect you. When you are experiencing negative emotions, whether with other people or in your own thoughts, this is not the best time for solution-oriented thinking. Ask God for mercy in a strained moment of fear-based internal dialogue, asking Him for mercy to remove the fear right now. When the anxiety passes, track down the source of the intrusive thoughts that you are experiencing. Ask the Holy Spirit to point you in the direction of making the proper adjustments in your life, so intrusive thoughts do not invade your mind anymore. This is how you cut off intrusive thoughts at the root. Step 4. Observe. Allow yourself to observe intrusive thoughts from a calm and detached perspective, rising gently above the turmoil rather than fighting it. You can easily return your awareness to the present by focusing on sensory experiences, such as sights, sounds, or sensations in your environment. By imagining yourself rising above the immediate discomfort, you are able to disengage from anxiety-provoking worst-case scenarios. This mindful observation creates a powerful shift from entanglement to empowerment. Step 5. Let time pass. Perhaps you've noticed before that anxiety often creates urgency. But urgency doesn't mean danger. Remind yourself to slow down and simply observe intrusive thoughts and engage them with patience, a fruit of the Spirit. You'll be interested to notice how anxiety subsides when allowed to pass without you exerting any human effort. By resisting the urge to act impulsively, you give the Holy Spirit time to work on your mind and in your heart, giving Him the space needed to provide you with mercy in that moment. Step 6. Proceed. Continue living your life normally, even while experiencing intrusive thoughts. It's empowering to realize that continuing your routine, despite discomfort, robs intrusive thoughts of their control. Imagine these thoughts as mental terrorists whose only power is causing you to change your behavior. Proceeding with your day automatically reinforces your new understanding. These thoughts have no power beyond what you give them. That you are exercising the gift that God freely gives, the power to choose. Final thoughts. Instead of trying to eliminate intrusive thoughts with force, it is helpful to focus on changing how you relate to them. Your attempts to force these thoughts away will only make them grow stronger. By transforming your mindset through mindful self-compassion and choosing to have a faith in God, you understand your thoughts do not define you. You are a child of the King, master creator of all that is good. He cares for you and loves you. He wants you to experience peace, and you will find peace when you follow Him. People often seek therapy by searching for a therapist near me, hoping to finally silence intrusive thoughts. But real peace emerges from loosening your grip on control instead of resisting. When you possess a strong mindset, you can observe intrusive thoughts without fear because you trust that God's Spirit can point you to solutions.